Simon Wardley, a researcher for the Leading Edge Forum, hypothesizes that business evolution and the economic forces of supply and demand competition drive commoditization within industry. That there is a pathway for how a rare and poorly understood innovation becomes a common and well-defined commodity. That all business activities are somewhere on the curve and move through common stages from innovation through custom build to product, commodity product, and finally utility service. That it is the basic microeconomic forces of supply and demand that drives activity up the curve. When someone invents something of value, it is put to use to create competitive advantage. Once this advantage is recognized, it is used more, becoming more widely spread by its user competition. At the same time, supply competition drives others to continually improve on the innovation and provide better understood, more feature-complete versions. Through economies of scale, focus on core, pay-per-use, commoditization intuitively drives efficiency. Perhaps counterintuitively, however, it also drives agility and consumption. Cloud computing is, therefore, evolutionary in terms of IT, but as a consequence of a step change in agility, it can be revolutionary for business. Importantly, cloud computing does not mean IT spending will reduce. In fact, it is more likely to increase. This relationship was documented by William Jevons and has become known as Jevons' paradox. He noted that during the Industrial Revolution, as steam engines became more efficient, you did not see an equivalent reduction in the consumption of coal. In fact, he was observing an explosion in its consumption as people found new and more interesting uses for steam engines. This can be partially explained by the long tail of demand. When operating in the context of scarce resources, businesses are forced to prioritize. As they become more efficient with the limiting factor resource, they are able to and seek to do more. Furthermore, as business activities become commoditized, they diminish in value, which makes them vulnerable and fuels innovation. This process was coined creative destruction by economist Joseph Schumpeter in his work entitled Capitalism, Socialism and Democracy. Commoditization not only enables innovation, it accelerates it because of an effect known as componentization from Herbert Simon's theory of hierarchy, whereby more well-ordered and well-understood components of a system are, the faster that system is able to evolve. This is perhaps best illustrated if you consider how quick and easy it is to develop new business applications on top of today's database, programming and messaging frameworks. Imagine the time it would take you if each time you wanted to develop a new business application, you first had to start by designing the CPU, an order of magnitude or more. So if cloud represents an evolution of activities across the computing stack from an as-a-product to an as-a-service world, why is it able to happen now? For business activities to move between the stages of commoditization and overcome the barriers between them, a number of conditions must be met. First, you need the concept. Well, the concept of cloud computing has been around since 1966, when Douglas Parkhill described it in his book, The Challenge of the Computer Utility. You need the technology. We have the dot-com era to thank for that by providing the miles and miles of fiber optic cable and the internet that allow us all to stay connected. You also need suitable activities. We have those, as most businesses do not compete on how they deal with activities such as HR, payroll, CRM or ERP. Some do, but most don't. That leaves us with attitude. Well, back in the 1990s, research by Paul Strassman showed that there was little correlation between IT spending and business value. By that I mean investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in customizing your SAP installation did not help you strategically to grow your top line. Nicholas Carr, in his 2004 book, Does IT Matter?, went on to refine this and to identify that ubiquity was the key. That ubiquity doesn't diminish the strategic value of activities and turn them into a cost of doing business. It is these activities, therefore, that are most suited for a transition to cloud in the first instance. Diminished strategic value, however, does not mean diminished risk, so it does not mean you can sleepwalk into the cloud. Imagine how crippling it is to most businesses these days when email goes down. The ongoing process of commoditization ensures that all other business activities will follow as they move up through the stages on the curve. So the attitude towards IT has changed, so all conditions are now met.